Hello everyone, welcome to this new reading, and we're going to jump right into it. I'm so excited for today. It's so fun to do these readings. I already asked the souls what this reading would be going to be about, and they told me it was going to be about leaving the past behind and going new ways, going forward. That can include like old behaviors that we usually carry throughout the day, feelings such as like pressure, like when we constantly put pressure on ourselves, or it could be running away from things. We change the habit. It's not only about physical new ways, it is also about new thoughts, new feelings, just new decisions we make. Exactly. So we can see in this card as well, it's about leaving the past, leaving the things that did not work behind us, and turning to new things, turning to new opportunities, new possibilities. Why should we continue trying when things didn't work out? For example, we go into a relationship, the relationship does not work out, and we constantly break up and come back together. We break up and come back together. And while there can sometimes be karma and just what we need to learn something, but sometimes it's really just a habit. Sometimes we really need to learn to let a person go and move forward, go new ways, learn new people, get to know new people, and just moving forward, going forward. It's also about trying out new things. For example, when we want something to change in our life, we can simply change something about ourselves. We can change our behavior. We can change the way we think. We can change, we can just rearrange our apartment or our room. It's really about moving forward, not looking into the past and crying over spilled cups, literally. And yeah, it's really about change. We are called to change something in our life, and we are not only called to do that, but I can feel that all of us want to change. We want something to change. We want something better to come. We want something new to come. And for that, we need to turn around. We need to stop looking into the past and to start going forward, having new thoughts, new habits, new relationships, new people, just new things. Or we can work on the things that are working. For example, let's say we have two things going on, and one of these works the way we want it to, and the other doesn't. So we can just cut the second thing out and focus on a thing that works and put even more energy into that. That's also a message I'm getting here. And I can see that some of us actually did that already, or no, not did that, but they wanted to. Some of us wanted to do that. Some of us wanted to leave the past behind, but something is holding them back. And I can tell you that something is just a habit. It's just a old thought, an old feeling. When we feel as though we love someone, and it can actually not be love, but it can just be, we used to be together with that person for 5 years, let's say. Of course, we will feel attached to that someone, regardless of what happened. But there are 5 years that cannot just be erased by one simple happening. So we can always decide a bit between what is actually going on and what am I telling myself that is going on. I need to go back to him because I love him. Well, do you love him, or is it just what you've always done? We can just go forward. We can just move forward, not waiting for change, but actually changing something in order to more, to have more things change. Yeah. And I can really feel that some of us are excited about it, but that's like the minority. Most of us are scared and fear these new things. Some of us fear change. But you do not need to fear it, because it's not going to be, better or worse. It's just going to be something else. And that something else can change again. So really, we do not need to fear. We do not need to fear that. We do not need to fear change. Instead, we can go with it. We can just, trust life. We can just follow. We can just take the opportunities that are coming towards us. And then something is changing already, because we haven't done that. Oh, how am I going to mix? Yeah. We can also think about the things that we want. We can start having dreams again. We can dream a bit about what kind of life we want to live, and then change things according to that dream. For example, when we want to travel, then we can really think about where do we want to go, what do we want to do there, who do we want to go with, how do we want to travel, by plane, by car, or flying with an airplane. It's really, we can think a bit more about that, and then we can change little things. We can start to plan how to where to get the money from for this adventure. We can start to think about what happens to our apartment while we are away, who takes care of it, or all of these things. We can, that's not required for change to first really have a plan, but it's something that we can start with. Only with planning change, something energetically, something already happens. That's actually something important as well. But if we even fear thinking about change because we feel something does change, even if it is just ourselves who change due to thoughts about change, then nothing can change. If we fear even that thought, and we just put it away, just everything is all right the way it is. I'm unhappy, but I can deal with that. No, why? You can change your life. And it can also be only little things, it can be our diet. It can be our apartment, for example. It can move. It can be, I don't know, our hobbies. We can have a new hobby. It can simply be decor at home that we change up a little. We don't have to change our whole life. I'm not saying that, but we can change if we want change, if we want something to be other than it is, then we can start with little things as well. It doesn't need to be a big something that we change. Let's say we want to be happier, right? It can be really, really, really hard to immediately plan a life that makes you happy because, there's just so much. But we can start to, for example, change our working hours, or we can start with a little candle that we put into our room and that makes us happy when we look at it. It just needs something. From nothing comes nothing. So we need a little something new for something new to happen. And it doesn't need to be physical even. We can just, change the way we think. Instead of saying life is so hard, we can say, life is easy. Just life is easy. Even if you do not believe it, the more you say it to yourself, the more it can happen. Yeah. The only person who's holding us back are ourselves. We are the only ones that cage us. There is no one that takes our freedom from us but ourselves. Even your children do not bind you to anything. Do not get me wrong. I'm not telling you to leave your children, please. But I've heard it many times from parents saying, I would love to do this and that, but I have children to care for. But you can always find a way to do both, I believe. To change something. We do not, let's say you want to travel, you can take your child with you, or you can travel once a year and leave your child with your mother, for example. Yeah. So really the only person holding yourself back is you. And you can just, be a bit brave. Just these thoughts you have, you can actually do them. And if we want something to change, then sitting around and being mad that nothing is changing won't change anything. But something new can make something new happen. As I said, even if it is just a new way of thinking, new thoughts, new decor, new arrangement at home, new working hours, a new work, a new apartment, or if it is something as big as a new environment, like leaving the country and or really big things. But for change to happen, you need to change something. We need to change something. So now I thank you very much for letting me talk to your soul. I really do enjoy doing these readings. And I thank you very, very, very much. Bye-bye.